Here we are with head coach Josh Oakley after tonight's 1-0 victory over the Michigan Stars U23 side. Coach, first, your initial reactions after being patient and really having to wait for that last-minute goal.
We definitely had to be patient. It was a great way to send the fans home tonight for sure, but it wasn't our best performance. We know that. We were a little frustrated in the first half. Received a lot of possession and we just couldn't keep the ball. So we were a little frustrated going into halftime, but we've been there before. And I would just say this is a true team that can bond together and get through those tough moments when you might not have your best, and a few certain things maybe went out the window for you on the day or on the week. We found a way to win, and it was a great way to win. Anytime you score a stoppage time winner, it's awesome.
All right, and Coach, secondly, what was the message going into the team at halftime, knowing that this was kind of a game going both ways? The attacking side the goals were going for both sides, but nothing was going in. What was the message at halftime?
Yeah, if you guys saw in the second half, we changed a little bit and let Ty Uziak play as a natural winger. We know that his position is a lot more suited to be a wing player, but we play with two forwards and we have all year, and so he plays as a second forward for us. But today, we moved him out. We brought Shefkiu on to play alongside Shady. We got something out of it, I think, right away. We also got some things with Leutrim playing in that lone center midfield role. So we kind of tipped the team into a 4-3-3, or you could call it a 4-4-2 tipped one way, however you want to call it. That was a change, and we talked a little bit about doing that at halftime with the coaching staff. The other part of the message was, 45 minutes down, forget about it, and let's get the next 45. It was also, we talked a lot about defending. We wanted to seal them on sidelines, and we just couldn't for whatever reason. They're a cheeky enough team. They got out of those situations. They got out real easy. So we talked about dropping in a little bit, being a little bit more patient, trying to win the ball and doing something with it when we had it. We certainly weren't at our best in those regards, but the scoreboard says 1-0, so we'll take it.
And then we're going to touch on a little bit about the defending, but two center backs, Josh Adam and Hunter Gibbons, playing substantial minutes today for the first time in a very long time with the absence of Aiden O'Connor. But what did you see from them two specifically, kind of being the two men and the rocks at the back, especially with the leadership experience of Hunter Gibbons, kind of calming the waters at times?
Hunter's starting to get to that level where he's getting a little bit more fit. I thought he was great today. So absolutely with Hunter and Josh coming off a game against DCFC and BIH where we took a lot of pressure, especially down the spine of our team, and I thought they handled it pretty well. But today, to be involved, the two center backs and the team that keeps a clean sheet, I thought they were both very, very, very good. There were some moments, a little bit of a shaky moment here and there, but for that pairing, I think they played really well tonight.
And then lastly, you talk about letting Ty Uziak play as a natural winger. 75th minute, the tides kind of turned a little bit when he kind of put a man through a dishwasher there, but a couple of chances seemingly after that ending up in the final goal, the 1-0. Kind of explain to us about having that play with essentially almost three forwards, especially at times early on in the game where you have multiple midfielders and forwards that can play both higher and deeper in the pitch. As the play of Noah Canlis also comes into mind.
Oh, Noah was utility today, but we know he's like that. We struggled a little bit at the back to find passes, so we moved Noah from playing more of an attacking midfield player to more of a defending or holding mid, which we knew going into the season he's that type of player. And then we ended up moving him to right back. So what a tour for him today. He asked me at the end, is the only place I didn't play is forward. No, he played well today. But I do think that having Ty naturally sprung out to the right side, which he likes to go there anyway, but especially on his right side, because when he gets to the right side, he's going to go and he's going to find the byline, and that's exactly what he did a couple times. Obviously, you put the two forwards in alongside him, that guarantees.
All right, here we are with goal scorer Shady Omar. Shady, you had to be patient tonight. Like we told Louie, it was a patient game for everybody here. How did it feel like to score that last minute, 93rd minute goal and get this team on the board?
It felt so good, especially since there's so many people here and we just kept going and pushing and pushing. I mean, there were some bad calls that happened throughout the game, but we kind of have to push that away and just keep fighting, and credit to the Stars too. They also had a lot of really good chances, so it was kind of back and forth, but we kept pushing, kept fighting, and our chance came and we took it.
Absolutely. And going into this game, you had a handful of goals. Tonight you scored your 9th goal in the season. Tell us what it means to be the top goal scorer for this club and for this city.
You know, it feels really good because from the beginning, I just said that this season I really wanted to make an impact on the city of Lansing and for the club, and to be able to score in almost every league game means a lot. And I just want to keep pushing, especially in these last couple of games, and see what we could do. Just leave a good mark on this team before I go off to my college season.
Absolutely.
And then talking about that goal, just before about 15 minutes prior, was Ty Uziak who basically put a man in a dishwasher and went around, I believe it was, I'm not going to remember his name, but basically a shot in the arm for you guys in the 75th minute. You guys continued that pressure, but how does it feel to have those strike partners in Ty and then having Ben Meshke also being able to come in and give you some sort of relief as you've been double teamed and triple teamed at times?
I love it because we complement each other well. He's a very quick player, and he likes, as you guys could see, he just likes to beat players on the run, and we read each other well. So yeah, he read that I was being double teamed every single time, so that freed up space for him. And even in other games, it just happens where we just bounce off of each other and we just look to work with each other. It's good.
And then finally, the crucial 3 points for you guys on the run to second place. But getting that goal, what does it mean to you specifically, and what is your message as a integral part of this unit going forward?
I think it was disappointing for us not to clinch the league title because we really thought we could do it, but we didn't stop there. We wanted to leave a mark, as I said before, on the city, and for this amazing organization, everyone that's worked hard tirelessly every day for a year and a half, and to clinch second place in our first year as a club is really good, and that's what we wanted to do.
All right, thank you, Shady. Excellent. Here we are with midfielder Leutrim Shefkiu. Louis, you played a whole 90 minutes today, one of the toughest games you're ever going to play, and honestly, it came down to the very end. You had to be patient. Tell us a little bit how it felt to get that goal at the 93rd.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it was a tough game. Both times we played them, it's kind of been even, to be honest. Like, they're a good team, and we kind of just need to work through the kinks of the game, and it finally came across to Marco at the end, and I think it came back to me. I headed it down and they cleared it, and Shady got onto it. And sometimes that's all it takes in a soccer game. I mean, you got to work hard for it, and that's what we did.
Yeah, absolutely. And at halftime, it looked to be pretty even, 50-50, both shots going both ways. Tell us a little bit about what the message was at halftime to the players and the coaches.
Yeah, I mean, we all talked about it. We knew it wasn't our best half going into halftime, so all we talked about is kind of just finding the little spaces and being a little bit more comfortable on the ball, because a lot of their chances kind of came off of our mistakes, which has been kind of a trend for us at times. But once we cleaned that up, I think when we came back in the second half, it was a lot cleaner at times.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the last time I talked to you was against Michigan Stars at the indoor field, as we could call it. But you played your heart out in that game. You played your heart out in this one. But you've been a staple in this midfield pretty much since the start of the show here. But what does it mean to you, still being able to fight for second place and almost guaranteed with a few other results independent cup berth for next year?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it after the DCFC game. It was important for us as players to help the club grow and continue to grow and work hard for each other, because the independent cup next year is going to be big, whether I'm here next year or not. The guys that are going to be here, it's really important for them, and it gives them a different perspective on what level that they're going to play at, or what level that potential players could go play at. So it was extremely important for us to kind of get that second place and put our mark in the league.
And then lastly, what does it mean to you specifically, being one of the few players that consistently plays a full 90 minutes for Coach Oakley, especially in that midfield where you have a lot of older guys, and being able to receive the captain's armband at times? What does that specifically mean for you and for this team in general?
For me personally, it's a blessing. I love being in Lansing. I've been here for a long time. I grew up playing here. I played for Oaks when I was younger in the club level. So it's just been honestly a blessing to kind of be around, be home for the summer, and be able to play with a really competitive team with a bunch of good guys. I've made a lot of friends here, so it's been kind of like family in the summer. You know what I mean? Just like every team should be. And not all summer teams are, but this team is kind of special. But yeah, it's great to be here.
Thank you, Louis, for your time.